I would suck Japanese 7-Eleven's dick for days, even if my jaw hurt.
So anyways, Allie and I obviously...
We're your hosts, Tara, Nora, and Allie, and you're listening to Bad Advice Only.
We're just three New York City rats talking about scurrying around the Big Apple. Here, we make the New York City mistakes so you don't have to.
We're begging you. Leave us a review and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Bad Advice Only NYC. We release new episodes every Monday, so stay tuned, rats.
So I have a ratty question to kick us off today. Mm-hmm. Is it wrong to go to a wedding where you have slept with the groom?
She's looking at me because I am personally
No, I'm
victimized.
just asking everyone here.
Wait, is it wrong to go at all?
Yeah, should you not attend a wedding if you slept with the groom?
I think it depends on how long ago.
I think it's potentially rude if the bride does not know.
That's a good point, but I think also to Tara's point, it depends on how long ago it was. What would you do? Would you feel uncomfortable, like you and your boyfriend are getting married, and then you invite somebody that you had fucked, but he doesn't know?
I want to be clear, there's no one I've ever had sex with who I would ever invite to anything.
Okay, but it's a hypothetical. So
Inclusive
You hear
of my
that,
current
ex-boyfriends of Nora? You're not invited.
Like,
it
I
sounds
have
like
no
you're in the
interest.
camp of no.
It's a no from me. And I would be mad if my fiance invited someone who he had slept with and I didn't know that they had slept together. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, no, I would have a list, like your guest list, just put an asterisk next to every guest that you fucked.
If you fucked, it gets an asterisk.
Yeah.
But in theory, it shouldn't matter anyway, because at that point, your significant other would have probably met everybody that's coming to your wedding. Mm-hmm. Like, you wouldn't be inviting, like, a rando fuckery. Like, if that's the case, then, like, no. Like, I don't think that person should go to your wedding. But, like, if they're friends, like, I guess it's in my case. I did the groom. But I've never met his wife.
Oh, that's even worse. That's like the worst case scenario. You have not met the bride.
No, I don't know what she knows about me.
You don't know if she knows.
But they've been together like 6 years, so.
Mm-hmm. And you slept with him
I slept with him like
way back.
Yeah, like 10 years ago.
One
time,
okay.
drunken. Like we went out together. Like he was staying with me for the weekend right out of college, and we went out with the idea that we were going to both wingman each other.
Oh, it's this
I've
guy.
fallen into that trap before
we
as well.
both. Well, he got a number.
You?
He actually got a number. Was gonna go home with this chick, and then she decided last minute no. So like we really had no intention of sleeping with each other.
Okay, hang on, real quick. We're gonna go off the rails a little, and I apologize, but women know this. When we're going out, we know hours before we go out if we're going home with someone or not. We know. No man has ever said the right thing, bought enough drinks,
been the right guy,
done the right thing,
1000%.
Right.
Like I either know I'm going to get laid or I'm not in the mood.
Right.
Period.
So what the hell did this guy say to this girl for her to change her mind last minute and be like, never mind.
I would like to pose a different question. What did he say to me? Because I had no intentions, and I still went through with it.
Today, we are talking about a very highly anticipated topic. We all just went to Japan.
Japan.
Oh. So that will have to be cut because it's racist. So we just went to Tokyo, and today we're going to go through some of the differences we found between the large city of Tokyo and New York City.
First and foremost, every man knows this apparently, the population of each city.
Oh yeah, what's bigger? I don't know.
Tokyo is bigger. Tokyo
No
had
way.
over 14 million people.
Isn't that crazy?
New York City has about 9, counting all the boroughs, close to 10.
I wouldn't have suspected that given how much nicer it was there.
I have to say, there are some dumbass motherfuckers in this country, because when I got back, one of these kids asked me, they're like, oh, were you just in Japan the whole time, or were you also in Tokyo? And I said, both.
You're like, yes.
You will?
Yes to all.
Were these coworkers of ours?
No,
Thank
I wish.
God.
But I say that on the count of 3, we all say the biggest difference between New York and Tokyo. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
No English.
What did everyone say?
I said Asians.
I said no English.
And I said toilets.
Oh, the toilets are
very
nice.
different.
Okay, so let's talk about that first.
I
since
miss
we
the
can all-
toilets already.
So my favorite thing was definitely the toilets.
I also enjoyed the toilets.
Okay, well, you were not on you yet, sister.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I loved the toilets. You couldn't pay me any sum of money to use a public restroom in the New York City subway system. If they don't have them, and I need you to know this, listener, we don't have toilets in the subway system, but Tokyo does. Pristine. Also, the seats are heated. 9 times out of 10, the seats were heated. I love that. I do not want that in New York for some reason. I'm imagining like a fat, dirty motherfucker sitting on this toilet, and that's how the seat's getting heated.
Yeah.
Not electricity.
I'm thinking someone sitting down, like herpes butt, popping herpes all over that toilet seat. Like, that's what New York toilets mean to me.
Bathrooms in general in Tokyo, they're everywhere. They're public. They're free. They're clean. And all the toilets, to Tara's point, are heated with a bidet and a little noise machine.
Yes.
Like, they
Some
are
of them make
lovely.
songs.
Yeah, let's talk about the noise it made.
I used it. I really liked it.
It made birds chirping. It was very
It's the privacy
calming.
noise. So
Yeah, it's
if
called
you're taking a big old steaming one, you have some privacy. For our tourists, like, what are the New York toilets like?
Non-existent for one. If you do find one, let's play this game. How much money would you need to be paid to go and sit on a toilet?
There's
in New
no
York?
sum of money.
There's no sum of
Even
money.
going to a like bar or restaurant
You're
toilet
risking
in New
it.
York is
Yeah.
potentially disgusting. Like
Oh, it is disgusting.
anywhere.
Yeah. I
I'll
will
tell you-
say, I think because we've gone gender neutral, I've noticed an uptick in the bathroom cleanliness.
Agreed.
There's no good public toilet in New York. No one's keeping those toilets
Yeah, there's
clean. There's no...
There's no custodian, but
Yeah.
also there's never soap. There's never ever soap.
No paper towels, nothing.
Japan, amazing.
Allie, what did you say when we did our 1, 2, 3?
No English.
No English, but that wasn't my favorite part of
Okay.
Tokyo. My favorite part wasn't in Tokyo. It was the Mount Fuji tour when we went up on the gondola and could see we basically went to a lake basin. Mount Fuji has 5 lakes. And we went to one of the lake basins and we took this gondola up to the top. That was probably my favorite.
Really?
Although, yeah.
I had no idea that was your favorite
Yeah, me
part.
neither.
Yeah, I mean, skiing, but that's not in Tokyo.
Skiing was my
so-
favorite part. Oh, right. We didn't ski in Tokyo.
Yeah,
That's
so if we're talking about just Tokyo, it'd be Mount Fuji.
fair. Right.
Okay.
Just Tokyo, take it or leave it for me.
Yeah, I hated
Kinda-
Tokyo.
My hot take, Tokyo, New York on steroids, but you can't understand anything.
Right. I thought
Just like
Tokyo I could skip, and it's because it's basically New York, but clean, and I can't understand anyone,
Yeah.
which I understand. I'm an ignorant American, and that's on me, but, like, that's all there was to it.
Yeah, agreed. I didn't get to go to the art museum there. I wish I did. I was a little overwhelmed. AJ shit his pants. AJ was like running some little marathon or something. It was a huge waste of our day, let me tell you.
Were we in the sumo wrestling situation in Tokyo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ali, there was like this sumo wrestling, a touristy ass demo of sumo
Wait,
wrestling.
what is the thing that people do where they get the turkey leg and the big old...
It was like medieval times.
Yes.
It was medieval times
Sumo
of
wrestling.
sumo wrestling, but I mean, I enjoyed it because Allie did battle a sumo wrestler.
We knew she would.
And it was absolutely pathetic. And she's telling everyone she won. Like,
He let me win.
No, he let her win.
No, but he did let me win, so I won. But I would have lost normally.
She
That man
also
was
was-
thick.
She was picked up and spun around.
I've
like,
never been manhandled. Like, I don't let most men pick me up because I can't trust they can hold my body weight. But this man carried me around like a dainty
feather.
ballerina, and I loved it.
At one point, listener, she spread her legs.
I wrapped my legs around
She
him.
just wrapped them around like a... Oh.
My favorite part of sumo wrestling, honestly, was obviously not doing it because it
Were you
was
nervous?
I was so nervous. Well, because so what happened was when
Because it was all other like cute little kids doing it.
well,
and then
there were
you.
like, it was like me and 5-5-year-olds, but I like raised my hand right to do it. And
Did you? I think we all just screamed, Allie.
AJ
Yeah.
forcefully raised my hand. Fucking AJ. And
Fucking...
then like they take me to the back of the sumo club and it's like dirty and they're like, take your shoes off. And I was like, they're like, take your shoes and socks off. And I'm like, okay. It's like all sand in the back of this room. And they're like, put this suit on. And we put these like sweaty, fucking nasty, fake sumo wrestling suits on. And they're like, just sit down. That's all the instruction I got before he went out. And then they're like, all right, go, go, go. And I was like, to what? And then, like, I come out of the curtain with all that smoke in my face. I couldn't see anything.
Okay.
Least favorites.
Wait,
of the trip.
Nora? Oh, yeah, her favorite was sumo. Got it. Least favorite.
I can go.
You've got something quick?
And I'm shocked this wasn't yours.
Yeah, Tara was really
The fried
hot and-
chicken.
oh, that's what we're talking. I thought
Yeah,
we were
that
going
was
to talk
in
about.
Osaka.
I thought we were going to talk about the racism.
That's in Osaka.
That was in
not-
Osaka.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fried chicken.
Oh
You
my
didn't like
God.
the fried chicken. But so my thing isn't just the fried chicken. It was, for me, eating rice for every single meal. Like,
I love
I
that.
liked it to an extent. Like, I even got, like, a dumpling. Like, I ordered dumplings and it came on rice.
Yum.
Like, unnecessary.
You're
going
gonna
to
get a lot of heat for this
love
because there's like a
rice.
lot to eat in Japan that's not rice.
I'm just saying, you're asking me what personally my least favorite part was.
The
Not
rice
for me.
My least favorite part was I had a little bit of a throw up episode on our last night there.
It was
Little.
heinous. And I knew you hadn't eaten all day because you didn't feel well.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I can't eat. And you missed 4 meals for the day. And the things that were hitting the toilet bowl.
Wait. You said she missed 4 meals.
Yeah.
She ate lunch. She had 2 rice triangle sushis,
Oh.
a whole 2 things of high chews,
Oh, so you did.
and then
throw
she
up
had
stuff.
fucking Wendy's. She had a chicken
You had
sandwich.
Wendy's in
fries.
Tokyo?
I was like
Or
nodding.
Burger King. We got Burger King.
I was
Sorry.
nodding that I hadn't eaten anything.
Yeah, she ate 2 full meals, bitch. Just
You
from up.
ate Burger King?
Yeah, we got Burger King. So what? And Domino's.
And I got McDonald's, so I
Invite
hit all
us.
the fast food chains.
I wonder if we can edit, if as a edit master that we're becoming, Allie. I wonder if we can doctor up that photo and the video of me and you eating Domino's.
Oh, I can do some things there.
It's not PG-13 or. I don't
I've
know.
got some ideas.
Okay. My worst thing was the fried chicken. It was awful. I
Oh,
hated
I guess
all
we
the
need to
fried
talk about
chicken.
that. So the fried chicken's a bit different.
It
It's
was
like
awful.
not so heavily breaded, and I really liked it. It tastes like it's just soaked in grease.
I was gonna say it tastes wet.
My issue was the chicken itself. Like
Chicken
it
wasn't
wasn't like it would be like kind of cold. Like it wasn't like
Okay.
hot chicken. It wasn't like a hot fried chicken. It was like a
Cold
which is
fried
again
chicken.
just getting adjusted to different
Okay.
cultural ways.
Right. I don't think cold chicken's like a cultural thing. You're
Was
supposed
your chicken not cold whenever we went to Mount Fuji? Remember that chicken was
My
cold?
chicken was
You don't
piping
remember
hot.
this?
No,
to
not
the
that
point-
chicken. The chicken that we got when we had the drummers.
Oh, it was
Oh.
cold. Yeah.
They had cold chicken there and cold chicken in the hot pot for sumo.
Okay, well maybe the chicken served cold. I don't.
And then
know.
you guys, you ate that beak. You ate a full beak. How is that not the worst part of Tokyo for you?
Well, yeah. So we got these chicken.
Maybe that's why you
skewers.
puked.
We need to preface that the food in Japan was very, very good, and we enjoyed it, and we had a
Yes.
great time. That being said, we did go to one restaurant where we got chicken skewers, and one of the pieces of chicken was just a beak. Like a fried beak. And it was inedible. Like, I tried. I took a bite. I put it in my mouth. I chewed for a while. It could not be chewed or swallowed. And I even took it out of my mouth, passed it around to my friends to see if anyone could swallow it, and could not be done.
No,
Anyway,
it was
I will say this before we move on. I want to clarify my favorite meal though was when we got breakfast sushi down at the fish market. We waited 2.5 hours in line in 30-degree weather, but we got like the best sushi
It
I've
was
had.
the best meal of the trip. We got up at 5 a.m. to eat sushi. It melted in the mouth. Oh my god.
I will say you and I also got the best ramen of the trip, so it's basically whenever you, me, and Ben ate without the others.
Right. Then we got some really good food.
Hot take, don't go to Japan if you have more than 3 people in your party. You will not be able to eat anywhere.
That's
So
actually such a good point.
We came in hot with 6 people, and it was frowned upon. I do have something to say about that, though, and don't come at me, world. When you see Asian tourists, they are in groups of 20.
That's true. In New York, they're
Yeah,
usually
in
pretty,
New York.
they roll deep.
Where the fuck are they eating when they're
I
rolling
don't
in with
know.
20 individuals?
Maybe they split up. But yeah, 6 was too many for any restaurant to accommodate. I also believe, so to back it up, we weren't let into a few restaurants and bars due to not being Japanese speakers.
We were too white.
I don't know what the problem was, but I have a theory, and I think it was Tara's nose ring. I don't think they liked that.
I've heard that feedback, and I think you just don't like my nose ring.
Look, all I know
I
is
heard it too. I heard it from the people that wouldn't let us in.
whenever we
that's
did,
the one. That's the one thing they spoke in English.
Here's the only reason we would say that is because whenever you would go in first, which I would say was 5 out of 6 times, we were not let
Right.
in. But the one time that I went in, we got seated.
right.
So they like Jews.
They love Jews there.
I do look a little Asian.
Well, that's what I said.
Japanese
I said, who's
don't
the
love
most
Jews. They
Asian
were-
looking in our party? Let's send them in.
They
and we sent
paired up
Allie.
with the Germans in the war.
Spoiler alert. Hello.
Oh, fun fact, lots of Hawaiian restaurants in Japan. Weird, am I right?
I did try to make that joke that they were doing reparations and no one liked it.
That was funny.
So other differences that I noted during our 2-week trip in Tokyo, the trains, it's dead quiet, very awkward.
Oh yeah, I can't talk.
I
Can't
loved
talk. Also, they line up before getting on the train. So here's something that y'all weren't here, you weren't with me for, but it was quite embarrassing. Prelude. I'm drunk.
it. The champagne hit.
No, it really hits. So Prelude in New York, it's not weird to stop the subway doors with your hands. Like if they're closing and
It's
you're running for the
frowned
train,
upon.
it's slightly frowned upon, but it's fine. People do it. You're missing the train. You
Right.
jam your body in between the doors.
We'll
as
help
they
you
shut.
get in. We're like,
right,
get in.
Right, and they'll pry them open and you get in and it's fine. It's not a big deal. Nobody looks up. Apparently not the case in Japan. As I was running for the train and the doors were shutting and I put my hands in between the doors to push, they did not reopen. They just kept closing on my hands. And all the people looked up in the train and gasped audibly that I was doing this. And then I was forced out of the train. and everyone was like very appalled. So don't do that in Japan.
Do it. Fuck
Crazy.
It.
But do it in New York. I don't know.
I also like in
I
the trains that they have like, you know, if you're transferring to another train line and it's delayed, you have no way to know until you're there. And then you're fucked because you're already in this location.
Yeah.
On the trains in Japan, like the subways, they actually have a notification. They'll be like, this subway train's delayed and this is the reason why.
Is the reason why someone jumped.
No, never there. But it was like technical issues, tsunamis. I don't
Here, it's usually someone jumping. I also wrote down the streets are clean, which is not the most exciting topic, but it is notable.
Oh, really?
I
Clean.
want to go back to trains real quick because
Okay.
we didn't appreciate the line comment that you made about people lining up. So let's explain that a little bit better for the non-New Yorker, non-city folk. So in New York, when our little rats that hang out in Nebraska.
Do we have rats in Nebraska?
who's in
Shout
Nebraska?
out to our
Shout
listeners in
out.
Nebraska.
Fuck's in the
I just hope that everyone's
How the
listening.
train works in New
Okay,
York.
so in New York, it is a clusterfuck. People just rush the doors,
Right.
and it's awful. No one takes their backpacks off to make room.
There's shoving, there's screaming, there's yelling.
Yeah,
People,
people
are
are
angry.
always yelling.
Nobody gets all the way in the fucking train. They're
just
standing in
stand
front
right
of the
at
fucking
door.
doors.
In Japan, we have a video of it that we can post on our Instagram. There's like actual tape down, and it's diagonal so that you queue up in a diagonal line on both sides of where the doors will come. Doors open, folks come out, they have a walkway, and then the people lined up diagonally enter in so gracefully. No shuffle, hustle, bustle. Why can't we be like them?
Tara just got a boner.
I will say, while they line up very neatly and they all get in the train, that part's nice. What
They
I don't
can't
like,
walk for shit.
don't get me fucking started.
Nora, whatever. You want to drop kick people in
I
our
will
subways.
say, the Tokyo I saw, while the people are very organized, they really do walk very slow. And I'm not talking about just the tourist locations. Like we were like
No,
rush
everywhere.
hour traffic, like
Yeah,
middle
they don't
business
care.
day.
I have a theory on the slow walking. I think it's their form of racism.
Hot take. That's a hot take.
Here's
That
why.
tea is piping.
Here's why. So I noticed if someone is merging into traffic walking and they're just walking, they clock you. The white man, they clock me. they continue going fucking right at you. There were so many times where, like, I clearly had the right of way, and these fuckers would just bowl me over and hit me.
Japan did something to you. I think that 14-hour flight knocked a little bit of liberalism out of you.
Tara's never been more racist than in Japan. She was convinced that everyone hated her for being white, which I will say she got turned away from many restaurants.
I've never seen you so mad. My favorite night was when we walk in to this restaurant. It's like our 6th restaurant. We just took an elevator to a random floor because in Tokyo, all the restaurants are on like 11 floors.
Mad about this.
There are like 6 tables open, and it's like a hot spot. You could tell this is like a hot spot.
But what happened was I get out, I walk up to the female hostess, and I was like, there's 6 of us, there's a room, and I see multiple empty tables, and she goes, yeah, grabs the menus for us, and a man comes running around the kitchen, and he goes, no, and she then goes, oh, and they start talking in Japanese, and I'm like waiting for our table because it looks so good. This restaurant looks
really
so good.
It looked really yummy.
And then she goes, sorry, no room. And I go, there's tables right there. And I start counting them. And I'm like, but there's tables. And she was already grabbing the menus for us. Like, clearly they changed their mind.
Again.
That's like when we went to the Riverwalk of Tokyo the last night that we were there, and you walk into this restaurant and had nobody in it except for the staff.
The staff were
Tara
sitting at a table.
doesn't even open the door, and this woman closes it. Like, she doesn't even say anything. She just closes it. She goes, we're completely full. And then we walk back after dinner, and it's still
empty.
Well, some of them didn't mind. Some of them were like, "Oh, no one speaks
No
Japanese.
round eyes.
No, you can't come in." Here's my take,
Oh, yeah?
and I'm ready to be canceled for this. I don't care. I don't care if once a year when I'm on vacation to a different country, they treat me like absolute shit. I'm all for it. Whatever. Cool beans. I'm fine. I think it's a little funny.
I liked it.
But in return, I would like, as a New Yorker, to be able to treat all the tourists like shit all the time, 24/7.
They probably between the tattoos and the nose ring.
That's what I'm saying.
Member.
That's what I'm saying. I think Tara's
hid my
tattoos and
tattoos.
nose ring were turning people
My
off.
tattoos were concealed the whole trip.
Well, you can't conceal that nose ring.
The nose ring can be flipped up.
Maybe
inside.
it was the slut strands. Maybe they're like, this girl looks like a slut.
Oh, maybe.
Too slutty. I also wrote that it was quite a bit safer in Japan.
So much
Way
safer.
safer.
So
Tara and I
safe.
fell asleep literally in a cab ride for 20 minutes and still made it home safe.
We were so drunk.
I have to say, whenever people come and visit New York,
They're so scared.
they're always really scared, and they're like, is it safe? Is it safe to do this? Can I go here? Can I go there? And I'm always like, yeah, New York's
Just-
so safe.
Just keep your wits about you.
It's perfectly safe
But don't
everywhere.
fall asleep in a car.
Any time of day.
Don't
But
walk through the park at night.
Now that I've been in Tokyo, I'm like, oh, New York's not that fucking safe.
Okay, so we all have most of us have really bad jet lag. I've been waking up at 3:30 every morning, and I've just been very reckless these mornings, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm up. May as well be productive. So the only goddamn coffee shop that's open at 5 in the morning is Starbucks. So I went to Starbucks, and to your point, Nora, Tokyo, Allie and I were up at 3:30 in the morning. We'd go anywhere, get a coffee. We went to 7-Eleven to get our breakfast sushi.
Shout out to the Japanese 7-Eleven. Would love for you to be a sponsor. Your
Please.
donuts are exceptional, as are your pancakes.
Japanese 7-Eleven, we're coming for you next segment.
Yeah,
'cause
we're only going to talk about
That's what this
Japanese
episode's
7-Eleven.
going to be about.
Fuck Japanese 7-Eleven.
I
Like,
could
that would be
make-
my man.
I would make their babies, and
Make
you know I'm very
love.
anti-baby.
So I miss them.
I would suck Japanese 7-Eleven's dick for days, even if my jaw hurt.
So anyways, Allie and I obviously...
Sorry, it's safe. Go on.
So yeah, Al and I obviously felt very safe going out in the middle of the night, basically, but it was our morning. Here, this morning, I haven't even told you this, Nora. I got up and went to get a coffee. It's 5 a.m. It's not like an unreasonable time. There are joggers out normally. There's people out. I was approached by 2 men, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
I'm dressed like Adam Sandler, and they still approach me. Get the visual, Adam Sandler at the Grammys
No, I'm here for it.
in sweatsuit.
I get it.
And this man's like, baby, hey girl, hey baby, comes running to me across the avenue, across the avenue running at me. And I go, Don't fucking run at me in the dark at 5 in the morning. Just lost my shit on him. I get one block up, and there's this drunk, like, finance kid holding a pizza sideways, like a pizza box sideways, and he's like, yo, he's a scumbag. Meanwhile, there's a homeless man on a bike standing with him, and he's like, he is a scumbag. I try to walk by, and they're like, hey, honey, hey, try to call at me. Well, I'm trying to go get my white girl Starbucks.
Maybe you should be less available.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
kidding.
your fault.
What were you wearing? I started
What were you wearing? The Adam Sandler suit? Oh.
Why do you think I started with my description? So
What was your mouth like?
Her mouth was wide open. That's how you know.
That's awful. No, New York's not that safe. I also had a similar experience not being catcalled, but when I got off the plane, I ran over to CVS in Hoboken, and I had my sumo wrestling sweatshirt on, which on the back has the sumo club name in Japanese. Some white ass motherfucker on a bike, drunk off his mind, speeding past me, and I'm on the phone with one of our friends, and he's like, what the fuck are these Chinese characters on your back? You probably don't even know what they mean. You fucking white ass son of a bitch. Fucking white girl shit. And I just stopped and waited for him to bike on down the street.
I must ask, based on the racial content, what race was he?
He was white. That's why I said he was a white ass motherfucker. And I wanted to be like, sir, they're Japanese characters.
Yeah,
I know exactly what it says.
You don't even know.
Yeah, you're the racist one here, but yeah.
Holy shit.
Watch out, everybody. Watch out for drunk finance bros. Watch out for bikers. Watch out for
the homeless.
The homeless in general, and again, I know we're always shitting on the homeless on this podcast, but the Japanese had no homeless. I don't know what
I
they're
saw
doing.
one in the whole 14 days.
I forgot to mention the part about the streets being clean.
No, you mentioned
something interesting about it, though.
No trash cans.
No trash cans.
Oh, ever. Anywhere.
How so clean?
Trash pockets.
Yeah, there's no trash cans anywhere, yet the streets are very clean. So if you go to Tokyo, get used to having a trash purse or pocket.
We had lots of trash pockets.
Now what we really want to talk about. I've got a segue. Somewhere you can throw things away in the 7-Elevens.
Oh, they are trash friendly.
Very trash friendly. The 7-Elevens of Japan are different. They're not the fucking same.
The bread with butter.
Let's talk about our favorite thing to get at these 7-Elevens. Mine was in the morning, I would get 2 pancakes, and in between the pancakes would be a slightly little spread of fluff and a milk chocolate thin square. And it was one of the best pancakes I've ever had, paired with a half-dipped chocolate plain donut that was crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside.
So the pancakes, to be clear, are like packaged pancakes.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you describe it. It's like a packaged pancake on the shelf, but there's butter.
We were calling them our tsunami pancakes because there was actually 2 earthquakes while we were there.
They were pretty big.
The first one was 4.9, which is pretty big. It's sizable. Allie woke up to it. I slept straight through it.
And I started doing all my tsunami research, and we thought we should get some tsunami cakes.
Yeah, so we went to 7-Eleven, obviously, got these pancakes. So the first time we tried eating them, I pulled them apart, not knowing that they're basically a sandwich. But by the end of the trip, I really had it down on how to eat these pancake Sammies. They were phenomenal. I was eating so many egg salad sandwiches for breakfast with coffee.
I missed the egg salad. I made my own egg salad. It's not the same as their egg salad. Their bread was better.
The bread at the 7-Eleven / everywhere, it is so thick,
good.
So fluffy. It's like 4 slices of our bread.
One of our friends that traveled with us, we call her Hoof because she has a hoof for a foot. She has a few dietary restrictions.
I'm sorry, do you want to explain?
No, I think let's just keep it as it is.
I think hoof for a foot makes sense. So little Hoofy couldn't go skiing, obviously. So I did 1 day of skiing, and then my second day was our girls' day. Hoof and I are at this restaurant just getting sloshed. We had 4 espresso martinis and beer and everything else.
Y'all were sloppy. Yeah, it was funny.
We were fucked. Y'all were skiing. We were bored. So anyways, we ordered food, and she has dietary restrictions where the girl pretty much only ate rice, but they had gluten-free bread there, and she got to experience the amazing bread. And even this gluten-free bread, it was thick, fluffy. Normally that GF bread is like a fucking cracker. It's disgusting. So good. I'm so happy that she got to experience the Japanese bread.
I will say one of the bigger differences. Oh, I have stretch marks on my titties.
I have them too.
One of the biggest differences I will say in the 7-Elevens is they'll have just like what you would think is rancid sitting out on a countertop, like a prepackaged like hot dog or like corn and mayonnaise on bread, or like a full-blown pizza slice just sitting out on the counter.
It wasn't in a fridge.
It's packaged in the shelf.
What they do is you can
like
go up to the
candy bar.
counter and they'll actually heat it up for
microwave
you,
it,
which is so nice, and it actually is pretty freaking good.
Another popular item I noticed was they have like a hot dog bun, but it's filled with spaghetti noodles.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That's curious.
I thought about trying it.
There's a lot of things I wish we had done more in the 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have regrets about the 7-Eleven experience. I wish we would have spent more time there. Less time on those temples. So one note about Tara and Hoof being aggressively drunk when we got home. Mm-hmm. They were so sloppy. Mm-hmm. They were just doing laundry like absolute psychopaths.
I walk in the house and everybody's shoving shit into her backpack, and she's like, the house is clean, the house is clean, don't worry about it, it's never been cleaner.
We were like abused wives that thought we would be able to get away with a couple of glasses of sherry.
Listener, they had all goddamn day. We were on the hill from 8 till about 5 p.m. Japanese time.
They were pounding alcohol the whole day.
They go, well, can't you guys pick up the alcohol for dinner on the way home? Like, we had been out. Also, side note, AJ and I were like, hey, everybody, we're going to meet at the gondola at 4 p.m. on the mountain. And Nora and Ben skied 45 minutes west of the mountain and the drop-off location. So we had to drive to go get them, drive back, and then you guys had the audacity to be like, can you pick up the wine?
They were supposed to do that whole fucking day. They were like, we'll do the laundry and we'll pick up some wine for dinner. That was their task.
It sounds easy, but you try that Japanese washing machine. That thing was fucking crazy.
Tara got our laundry stuck in a washing machine for more than 24 hours.
It wouldn't let me in.
She washed my clothes on the dry for 5 hours.
I was so worried that I shrunk everything.
Anyway, we've got to share the video of Tara when we got home, and she's just got this, like, she seems like she's on cocaine, she's not like, alcohol.
This is the dry section. This is the dirty section. This is the clear section. It makes sense to me.
Listen, I basically was on coke. Hoof gave me so many espresso martinis. And then, we ran home, tried to beat the rest of the skiers home, and we got the laundry done.
No,
there was a wet pile, a dry pile, a dirty pile, and a clean pile. What more could you
Doesn't sound done to me. Everyone's more cultured for being here. 3 ignorant white women discuss Japan.
Let us know if you have any other hot takes on Japan.
We're not going to tolerate racism unless it's coming from our own mouths.
Yeah.
See you next time, rats. As always, thanks for listening. If you're interested in even more bad advice, scurry on over to Instagram and TikTok at Bad Advice Only NYC. We're begging you. Download and rate the show and leave us a review. Talk to you next Monday.
Stay tuned, rats.